until the last, till the regular meeting of the board. Hearing none, we'll move on.
I have one, Larry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Moved on too fast. The new business, the planning board has requested attorney help. I just
Yep.
wanna make a few comments on that as to my understanding as a commissioner, as to how this attorney will, fit into our ordinance review process. So, the way I look at it, we as planning commissioners must decide the policies that are most appropriate for our township, based on our research, our master land use plan, and the will of the people. We, the people, decide what's best for our township. The attorney's role is simply to help us put our policies into place, properly in writing, to avoid legal exposure. That being said, I was a little discouraged at last Wednesday's planning commission meeting. Our process of review and policy debate, was halted, and we have made excellent progress so far. Because some people think that attorney needs to be present from now on at all of our meetings. While I am in favor of hiring an attorney for consulting purposes, as I stated earlier, the attorney's purpose is not to tell us what our policy should be. That is our job as commissioners. And after listening to the MTA attorney speak last month at McKenna's, I am more confident than ever in our review process and the policy discussions that we've had thus far. Our review of the wind ordinance needs to resume immediately at our next commission meeting, which is scheduled for October 13th, whether we've hired the attorney yet or not. And I'm asking this board to make sure that that happens. We have come a long way and put a lot of time and a lot of effort into researching and discussing this, and that should not drag out unnecessarily. So again, while I'm in favor of hiring an attorney, our ordinance review process needs to continue as scheduled.
We don't set when your meetings are. I'm not sure, you've talked with, both, well, we haven't hired one yet.
That's what I'm saying, and I wanna continue our we've been having great debate, sometimes spirited. It's been good discussion on policies, and just because we can't have an attorney sitting there, I don't think that our process should be delayed.
I think the attorney, I don't think it's necessary if the attorney be to every one of your meetings.
Well, that's what was discussed last week, I'm just bringing it up.
But the board only okays what comes from the board, or from your board, or refuses it. But the attorney is like you mentioned, to hopefully keep us out of legal problems.
Sure. Consult what we
Right.
wanna have for our policy to tell us how to put that in writing and to avoid legal exposure.
Anybody else got any comment on
No,
what you said?
not till we get to it on the agenda.
Okay. Anything else? Sorry, we haven't answered your question.
I just wanna get it out there.
We'll move on to the bills.
All right. For September, we did have a board review payment that went out. It was actually for August or July. The second half, $120. The MTA dinner we sponsored at McKenna's for about 10 townships. Our share was $108. Our MTA local chapter dues were $25. That's for the year. We paid to the fire district our second half payment, $43,324.50. And if you remember last month, we voted to take the surplus out of checking for Lakeview District Fire. That amounted to $16,098.39. Both those payments have been deposited with the fire district. Water bill for the month was $42.04. Cass Point was $75.24 for the internet. Ryan for the cemetery was $560. Our cleaning lady Alex was $50. Had a debit from Staples for paper and a table, $197.97. With the Village of Lakeview, we had an agreement for them to bring us out some rotomill for the roads, and also they did a leaf vacuum for us out there. $1,630 was the total for all of it. Hardware bill at Campbell's was $29.98. Reimbursed Tamarack Library $50 for the collection of the rental fees. Verizon phone for the month is $155.22. Board per diem for the month is $31.76.11. Dave Kelsey for zoning net was $478.84. Both assessors is $1203.53. The DTE gas bill is $133.04. That's a monthly budget amount. Consumers electric at the cemetery was $30 and a penny. The community center, $262, and for the streetlights was $10. Granger waste was $74.11. It's usually $54.11. I don't know why it was more, but I would think we're going to discontinue that here for October for about 6 months. Same with Richard's septic is $130 for the porta-john. The clerk and treasurer's rental fee was $150 each. FICA payment for withholdings is $1297.34. Grand total is $70,764.85.
Is there a motion to accept the clerk's report on the bills and pay them? Support?
Support.
Moved and supported, discussion?
The Richard septic is $138 a month, and we probably run it May, I'm guessing May to September. Would it be advisable to buy our own and just have them clean it for next year?
I think so.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We had some figures on, but it was like, what, 700, 800?
To buy one,
Right.
which we would have, and then we'd have to pay them to clean it, like once a month or something. I mean, sure, it doesn't get used that much.
Right.
But it does get used, so that's a good thing, at least it's there.
The other discussion we had on that was looking for a used one, and there was nothing available, so we would have to get new at this point.
Well, by May next year, maybe there's something used.
I think we should do that personally.
Okay, just a thought.
Any other discussion?
No.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Treasurer's report?
Township, the beginning balance for the general fund is $269,364.15. We had an income of $102,111.61. Our bills totaled $70,924.90. Our ending balance in the general fund was $300,550.86. The fire district, our beginning balance was $60,417.92. We had an income of $6.82. Our bills were $59,431.76. Our ending balance is $992.98. Honeymoon Heights lights, our beginning balance was $6,559.65. Our income was 56 cents. Our bill was $53.15. Ending balance is $6,507.06. CDs, beginning and ending balance is the same. It changes every 3 months, so it should be changing at the end of this month. But our balance is $107,112.38.
What was the lights,
The bills?
bill was only $53.
It's the bill back, so when the county pays us for our delinquent taxes and something doesn't get sold, we have to pay them back.
Okay.
So we've overpaid them, or they overpaid us, so,
Okay.
and it's 2018 to 2020.
Any other questions of the treasurer? Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Support? Moved, supported, discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Zoning, Dave could give me a call, because we're meeting him a week late, September, he's had an obligation, well, he had two tonight, or three actually, but he's in Maple Valley. He said there'd been one new was all. Report was. Do you have anything, David, on fire zoning, fire?
For the what we're, planning commissioners.
Yeah.
So, yes, we
even with holidays?
No, I think we're going back to our normal every other month. At least right
Oh, so you're not meeting I thought the
We
motion
were,
was,
but that ended this month, so then we're
Right.
back to, our normal would be October, and then it'll be December.
did you just not make a motion to do every month?
No, just
Okay,
Moratorium for 6
moratorium
months.
for 6 months.
oh, gotcha,
Moratorium.
never mind,
Okay,
I heard it wrong.
okay, and then, so we're clear on that one?
Yep.
We got,
Okay.
well, we got a
motion on the floor.
motion on the floor.
Any other discussion about the 6 months?
No,
All those in favor say aye.
well, you're just doing it on wind at the moment.
Yeah, on when is that one?
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now your solar.
Okay, moratorium for 1 year on solar, and I have one thing after that is, do we have one, because the minutes of June 22nd, it's supposed to be in 3.41 of our minutes, or in our book, and it's not in there. Dave Kelsey said he had the form, but it was not signed by the board, by the township board, but in the minutes it was said it was approved.
I can speak to that.
Okay.
We, in June of 2020, the planning commission gave us their recommendation on an amendment to our ordinance for solar. Cato Township Board did adopt that, but I can't find where there was a public hearing prior to that. I haven't been able to locate it so far. I'm still looking.
Okay.
The only thing I can say about it is that was being worked on, I think, before my time as clerk. And that could be in some of John Beardsley's, notebook or handbook. I haven't got that far. I gotta call the newspaper to see if they have a publication on it.
Okay.
If there is, I should have a copy on file here, and I don't find one. So, yeah.
Motion's been made to extend the solar for a year.
I'll support that.
Been moved and supported. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the next thing is, we're asking to seek legal guidance from the township board for who's a good candidate for a attorney.
We have that on our, new business,
Okay.
so, we'll do that.
Yep.
Is that it, Dave?
Yep.
Thank you. Any other questions of David? Moving on to new business, first thing on the agenda was what you were just asking about. I'll turn it over to the clerk, who you're in correspondence with the Michigan Township Association and,
Yes.
and we've had some other,
Both, Chairman of the Planning Commission, Phil Morrow, and David had both contacted me regarding seeking some legal guidance, if you will, from an attorney firm. The lady that was here from Michigan Township Association, Catherine, the staff attorney, had given me a fairly long list of people to contact as municipal attorneys that have experience in land use and zoning. Randy Clark also gave us some ideas. We've got responses back from 3 so far, and we're waiting on 1 more. Lumen Sluggett out of Grand Rapids was one. Catherine Kaufman from Buckham Sparks out of Portage was another one, and we received one interested party today, Ronald Reddick from Micah Myers. They all 3 have different rates. They all 3 have extensive background in ordinance and land use. The other one I'm waiting on is called Fahey and Associates out of Okemos, who's currently working with Maple Valley and Winfield Township. So, I don't know that we're ready to make a recommendation tonight on who the candidate's gonna be. I think that by our next meeting, we could have that, have the interview process, if you will, over with and get it narrowed down. Because today's the 13th, we're gonna be meeting in just over 2 weeks again, early in October, so. I don't know what everybody else's take is on it.
Well, one of my questions is, I mean, as far as the planning commission, what do you guys, are you requesting, legal advice, what, do you want them there every meeting? I mean, what's the
we've done, if there's any, questions that we have for them, and make sure what we've done is correct. We don't have to step back and do, and then I don't wanna speak for the whole board, but I have a feeling that if we get it under control, what questions we have for it, then maybe we can do it every other meeting, unless there's a lot of, I don't know, I mean, we have never written an ordinance, so I don't, that's my feeling.
So far, the quotes we're getting range anywhere from, $3.50 an hour down to, I think, $185 an hour. It's all over the map. One of the concerns that was brought up by the lady from Portage is her distance. Would take her a long time to get her, transportation. Some of the Grand Rapids attorneys would be a lot more local, I guess, if you will.
I'm sure when it gets written or almost done, I'm sure the last few meetings will be everyone, because it'll be.
We did get a little bit of bio or background on these three, and they all seem to have extensive background in land use and zoning. Most of them 30 plus years.
I think it'd be a good idea to have some representation. at those
Absolutely
meetings.
agree. So I mean, I can keep going looking for quotes from others, whatever you want me to do.
Well, I think those 5 are probably good enough.
So, I believe it's October 2nd, we meet again. Fourth, okay. It's gonna be fairly quick, but I think, if I can get a couple more bios and quotes, I think we can be ready to pick one by our next meeting.
We'll have that information before our next meeting in our packet.
And hopefully before planning meets again.
Yeah, as I say, if you can, if they do contact you, see if they can be there for October 13th meeting at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to table this until our next meeting
Is there support for the motion?
and not have any planning commission meetings until we have a legal counsel in place.
I'll support that.
Been moved, supported, any more discussion?
Just if they need help, I mean, we need to provide them help.
Hearing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You mentioned the MTA meeting in August, so do you have a report on that? Or just-
The only thing I had was minutes. Some of the audience members were there, but, we had a great meeting, I thought. We probably had, at least 10 township represented there. There was over 70 people there. I thought we had a great speaker, Catherine Mulla, I can't pronounce her name, Mulla, or something like that, was the guest speaker from the Michigan Township Association. She's a 30 or 35-year career staff attorney there, and she is well versed in land use and zoning. Great resource. I spoke to her again today about some of these attorney firms. She highly recommends a lot of them, but she's given me alternate names as well if these other ones aren't available. But just started last week, and I've got 3 quotes back before today's meeting, so expecting some more.
Any questions of Todd? The treasurer has got a request for a rental of the community center for a week, you said? That's not on the agenda.
One of our residents that lives in the township, our agreement for the community center rental, says that you can't rent for more than, like 1 day in a row, or, you can't rent for multiple days. They wanna do a large estate sale, and with the weather so unpredictable in October, they'd like to do it the 18th through the 24th, which is about a week. We don't have that many renters, and I told her I would bring it up to the board to see what you guys thought, if, that's something that could be approved for this one time as a special request.
This September or October?
October.
None of the dates have been.
Well,
Say that like
we have
that.
a meeting you mentioned on October the 4th.
October 18th through 24th.
Oh, through the 24th. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get it.
Which we don't have anything there.
And we have nothing on the calendar at all in October for rentals.
We've never done it before.
Has it ever been requested before?
Yeah. It's been requested, we've always just, said no.
It's for a yard sale, you said?
It's an estate sale.
Oh, estate sale.
I don't know if we've ever been requested to do an estate sale, it's been people that want to bring merchandise in and.
Like a vendor sale?
A vendor sale. And multiple days of it, or weekend or whatever, and said no in the past.
But are those off season or are they peak season? Like, I would say renting the community center peak season would be obviously December, May and June for open houses and stuff. I mean,
Are they renting it for that period, or there's no fee to them because they're residents?
no, they have to rent it.
They're rent, okay,
They'd have to rent it for each day that they want it.
gotcha.
It would be $50 a day.
But they get that back if they
No, they get a deposit back.
get the.
So if they rent it for 5 days, they're gonna pay $50 for 5 days, plus a $50 deposit. They get their $50 deposit back, and we would make the money for the 5 days.
We've never done it, but it's something that's, any other.
Are you making the motion that we allow it?
I make a motion that we allow it. If it was other renters there or something in the way, I think there'd be an issue, but it's October.
Is there support to the motion?
I'll support it.
Been moved, supported, any more discussion?
I just put it in, just not during peak hours if we are gonna allow it.
It'd be case by case
This
basis.
is one-time use, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
We haven't had hardly any rentals until just now because of the whole COVID business.
An old business, the grant for the entrance ways, handstand was
That's scheduled for the 23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th for this month.
Yep. It should be able to be completed in 2 days.
23rd, 24th, you said?
Yep.
Anything else, any questions on that? Drain for Birch Shores, I understand we have the contract.
The road commission has given us a construction cost estimate to put a drain in. 200 feet, 10-inch drain, 24-inch drain basin, a catch basin cover with equipment rental and overhead. Their total projected cost is $1,818.
So that they supply the labor, we supply the material in this.
That's what we've done before.
Right.
Just want to
Couple
make sure.
up in Honeymoon Heights. Are you making a motion to?
I'll make the motion that we contract with the drain commission to install the drain at Berkshire Drive.
Is there support?
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'm gonna go on with that, we'll call it,
Ask you if you want me-
yeah, as far as, excuse me, the special assessment, I know that, I provided you today with some pricing, for those certain areas. And, just wondered if you had any questions on that.
So, the original price that Mark gave us, but that was just for Ferry's Boulevard and Birch Shore was
$160.
$160.
Yep.
So, then if we come up of Schmid, up Bacchus to Cutler, that's going to be an additional $250,000.
Yep.
If we came off of Tamarack straight up Bacchus to Ferrisburg, that's 500,000. Plus the 160 for Ferry and Berkshire.
I guess what we need to know is, we need some figures, because we keep getting tossed back and forth between all this, and nobody has yet come up with anything as to how much, or if the properties are gonna be assessed, how much the township's gonna put in with it, cause we can't go to people with a proposal or a petition of any kind until we have something that we can show them. And I guess what we're kinda wondering is, so far, all we've heard is that the township would put in 20%, or there's a figure out there like that.
That's, that would be,
Nobody knows.
not the township, that'd be the road commission. Right now, this year, the road commission is giving 20% back on asphalt and 15% back on gravel work.
Okay, so what's the township gonna do? Cause it's a township road.
No, it's
It's
not a
not a
township
township
road.
road.
Whose road is it then?
It's a county.
Well, if you talk to the county, they tell you it belongs to the township, so
Well,
where do we go to clarify all that?
the township in the past has contributed, like for Brine, and we have contributed to road jobs, but we don't own any roads. We get no funds for roads. And it's been that way since 1936, but if you call over to the road commission, they'll tell you to call the township. But we don't own the roads.
I think what it is just when I started doing this 2 years ago, and I would come here and then I'd go there. It's Cato Township has to recommend by October to the county what roads they want improvements on. And then the county takes it from there, and then as far as however they're gonna do the funding, if it's bonded or who holds the bond or whatever they do, but the county has to get there, the way I understood it from get the recommendation from the Cato Township Board as to what roads they want improvements on.
That's been the
Yeah,
policy.
we usually do it in December.
December?
Yeah.
But they're,
Okay, cause we were thinking that it was next month.
No, we usually meet in December.
We just didn't last year because of COVID.
Okay,
So it's
Okay,
not October. I
so
thought
it is in October, like the beginning of their fiscal year, when they do their budget?
I don't know,
I don't know when the road
October
commission's
1.
fiscal year is.
we don't wanna
We
miss our
don't wanna
window
miss a
again.
mark. From what I was
Right.
reading, it was October 1 to September 30th, and if we don't have this stuff into the county at the beginning of their budget, we're gonna lose the boat again.
Yeah.
It'd come out of our budget, it's not the county's budget. Road commissions. I mean, we're the one, you have to get the 51% or over 50%. We have to vote on it, set up a district, and then I believe we get the bond and everything, depending on how you guys wanna do it. There's several ways to do it, but we have to get a district,
Okay, so
That's
that
a
leads us
setup.
to the next question.
Well,
We've
then,
never,
Why are those few people responsible for doing that road? Who paid for Tamarack Road, Bale Road, Schmid Road, Youngman Road? Were each one of those people on those roads assessed?
No,
Then how'd they get blacktopped?
well, they were just main arteries, like Gilman Road coming into Honeymoon Heights was all done under a road district. There's been also road districts out for Orchard Lane and, what's
Collard Drive?
Collard Drive, thank you. Those have been road districts, but,
why can't we be a road district?
Yeah.
We're around the lake. We pay the most taxes around that lake.
That's what it's saying, you can be a district, you can
you
have a
can be a
special
district,
assessment.
that's why you gotta have 51% of your property owners on that road voting to agree to do a assessment for it.
Okay, but
You
you
paid
just
over
said that,
maybe 5 years or whatever.
you just said the people like on Young Men and Gravel, they didn't get assessed.
They
They didn't
didn't
have-
get assessed, that was done through contract with the township and the county.
So you have to go to the county and ask for that? And is the township willing to
The
put anything into it?
county isn't going to the board will have to decide what percentage they will pay towards, I think we haven't been doing over 10%.
I haven't been part of one yet. What's that?
We haven't been doing anything mainly with the roads to speak of, there's not been many, what's the upgrades you've done on the roads in the last 5
Oh, this isn't public comment. I asked you if you had any questions about what I
Yeah, we do.
provided you.
Right.
So, can you please wait for public comment?
Oh, I thought that's where we were at.
No, we're on the roads.
Right, and then the money that you said, okay, I just wanted to clear, you know, that because the 160 was the only one we had last month.
Right.
And then this morning, you got me the other 3 figures, so the 160, get on to that. We just thought that maybe that county was going to be planning next year's in October, and we thought we were gonna have to scramble in the next 2 weeks to get those 51%.
We'd have to set up assessment and everything before we could do that.
So I guess we need to know what's the next thing we have to do.
I believe you guys need to go around and get at least whatever way you're gonna decide on those parcels, over 50% of those parcels signed up.
But don't you, we're thinking that we're gonna have a hard sell right now because people are gonna want, like, okay, what are my taxes gonna go up and for how many years?
Right.
And
That's what
you
you
can't
gotta
really-
write in your proposal.
Right.
But we don't know the answer to that, cause we don't know what everybody else's contribution's gonna be.
Well, right now, for asphalt, they're doing 20%, and they're doing 15 on the road work.
But we don't know the breakdown.
Well, things are gonna go up. I would say, right now, you know what the cost is gonna be.
Hopefully, when we meet with the county in December or November, we don't know. They've been doing it. They'll have prices for next year of asphalt, gravel. They'll be asking us what our projects are. In the past few years, we haven't done anything because we just haven't had the funds to do it. But we do have some funds now, and most of the money is gonna come from you folks.
I just wanted to get it clear, the 20% that they give back and the 15%, are you saying that that's what the county gives back to the township?
Towards the asphalt.
Towards the asphalt.
Not the
And so then what's the township gonna give back? Cause he just said we have money now.